Hi loves, this is BB Cigar St. Cyr, and welcome to evening of a smoking session. So I'm glad that you're here with me on this beautiful, haunting evening. So tonight, Tada Squad and all other visitors and enthusiasts, we have beautiful low lighting for a chilled smoking experience. So we ring the bell. Get your cigars, your libations together. And in this midnight hour or whenever you're tuning in, come and smoke with BB. This is a beautiful apple. And I'm ringing the alarm for a beautiful evening of smoking, conversation. So now you're under my spell. So welcome to the channel, everyone. This is BB Lolita. And I have my cute little witchy hat on. It has like a little veil. So it keeps you all mysterious and whatnot. And then you can just lift your veil and you can keep it going. So this is a live stream. I'm going to pull this a little closer so then you can get in some light with me. So how's that for some effects? Is that better? Okay, that's a little bit better. But I hope that everyone has been enjoying the Vlogoween on this channel and on the second official YouTube channel, Cigar St. Sister Live, and all other Vlogoweens all across YouTube. I think everyone has been doing such an excellent job filming, and then with myself doing 2 channels and getting it in. I think it's been great. This is my first Vlogoween, so I'm very excited about it. So this evening I am pairing up a great cigar along with a great libation along with some nasal snuff. So we got a trio happening here. So let me tada you. Look at this coffin. Pretty cute, right? Another theme. I love the sugar skull theme, Day of the Dead. And so look at this little guy. If you look back earlier on some of the other Vlogoweens, you've seen the chica. But look at there. And then around this coffin is a little head, little girl's heads. Isn't it cute? So what's in here, BB? In this box. And see, that's the inside of the box. Where it just shows. And I'll bring that closer. We got a lot of things up inside this box here. So, without further ado, we have a handkerchief. This handkerchief is going to be for my nose when I enjoy some snuff. Let's set that over there. And I have my skull bone pen because I have to write inside of the coffin and keep up and keep track with what I am enjoying as far as my cigars. So that's the skull bone pen. I thought the skull bone pen was really cute. I'm all about my skulls. So I'm gonna drop it in there. And then we have the cigar for the evening. This is the Siglo. This is a Siglo 4 limited edition. And it's very smoky with the wrapper, so you know that it's intense once it starts smoking up the wrapper. For any newbies to the cigar world, this is in a nice robusto shape. And it's very, the cellophane is very smoked from the wrapper of the cigar. So these were sitting for a long time in the B&M, which is the brick and mortar, also known as the cigar store. And they were there for a long time because this is one of the cigar stores, the B&Ms that I frequent often, the brick and mortar stores. So, you know, I would grab a few here or there because they are so delicious. And they are blended by the same master blender who does the Cohiba cigars with the Siglo. So when these first came out, a lot of the cigar reviewers would write these reviews saying that this was like a imitation of the Cohiba made by the master blender, and I will have all that in the description box. But it wasn't a knockoff, and it wasn't a copy from another blender. This is the same blender that does the Cohiba Siglo. So he didn't copy anything that he created. He put different intensity into this cigar. But he was very, what I would like to call, whimsical on the limited reserve factor. So he was whimsical on that part because, you know, you have the wrapper that has the same color as the Cohiba Siglo. But this was not to be confused with like what you have Habanos, which is what he did, versus the Cohiba Dominicana. And there are two out there. The Cohiba Dominicana and the Siglo Habanos. And this master blender blended for Habanos. And this is one of his last creations that he did. So he just did the band. Now the band did change by the time I got these. The first bands of the Siglo were very close to the Cohiba Siglo Habanos, not to be confused with the Cohiba Dominicana. And I know that I'm kind of saying that very slow and repetitive, but just not to confuse people. So there are like two Cohiba Siglos out there, one with the Habanos and the Dominicana, and then the blender for the Habanos, he came back at the last stages of his life and he blended the Siglo for the limited edition. And if you hear any background noise or anything like that, we have a street racer that kind of comes through with his loud vehicle in the neighborhood, and it is annoying as hell, but that would be taken care of. But if you keep hearing that loud muffler type thing early, because this is early in the morning, the sun hasn't come up, then you know we're gonna try and have the music just drown out that and just keep it happy times. So I hope that you can pick up some of these if you can find them. I had some one who follows my platforms on Instagram, they DM'd me, and they're in trying to think, I think they're in either Cuba or somewhere along those lines. I know it's out of the country of the United States. And he DM'd me and he was just like, he picked up an entire box that was unopened from this B&M that was inside of a hotel, and he grabbed it. And I was just like, did you grab some or did you grab the entire box? He was like, I grabbed the entire box. So that was pretty dope. So I'm going to put the lid back on this coffin, and this is what I'm going to enjoy tonight. And I went back and emptied the box at my B&M because I was just like trying to be a goody, you know, like BB Lolita the Good Witch. I was trying to be a goody and save some for others because I know how great these are. They did the series from like 1 to 10, and so people have different kinds. So this is the beautiful Robusto, so I love it. This is the Siglo 4. So I'm going to show that again. And that's so cool. And we're going to open it up. And this is a live stream, so I can definitely take a little bit more time and just let it flow. So while I'm opening this up, and I hope that you can get to see how smoked out this cellophane is. I mean, it smells so good. And I really love the fact that with the master blender for the Cohiba Siglo Habanos, that he blended this one So you know it's going to be so good. And it is such a good cigar. So, you know, I love my sisters and brothers of the leaf wholeheartedly. And everyone has the right, the entitlement to what they want to review, you know, as far as cigars. Because you're talking about individual palates. Those of us who are aficionados and we've smoked these cigars not just once or twice, but kind of over and over again. So that's why we deem ourselves aficionados, because we can speak intelligently of that cigar without lighting it up. Like if you put a cigar in front of us, we can pretty much start telling you like the strengths, the body, the notes, and the construction, all of that, you know. But within all of that, you always have imperfections, even from almost perfect cigars. So there's that. I think you can pick it up a little bit from this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, and sisters and brothers of the leaf. This cellophane. Look how smoked out it is, if you can just see it from a glance, because it still has that brown effect. It's not a clear cellophane, so all that purity of the blending and oils and everything is in this cellophane. And then when you smell it, it's so great. Now, I talked about how you can keep cellophane from different cigars if you need it for some cigars that you love, but you want to protect them a little bit more. You can encase them in some of your leftover cellophane. I would highly recommend not, when the cellophane is this smoked, to encase another cigar inside that did not come with a wrapper. I would say if you just, like for me, I have cigars that come with cellophane. I have cigars in my collection that do not. But I usually put the ones that do not under the bottom, and they're laying on a bed of Spanish cedar wood chips, and so there's inside also a box. I know some people, when they do their collections, they have like either a straight dedicated humidor, or they may have like a straight dedicated classic humidor, and then they have other humidors, like I do have both. The other one is the thermoelectric humidors that look kind of like wine chillers, and they're electric, so you get a little less maintenance from those, but you still have to look at them, because I've had a lot of them that have transferred from one spectrum to the next, like they plumed inside the thermoelectric cigar collection that I have, which houses about like 300 to 400 cigars. So even the ones that I have with no cellophane, I make sure that I keep them a good eye on them. I check all of the boxes every week. So, you know, some people with the thermoelectric way to store their cigars, they have either cedar shelves, cedar trays, and it just is your preference how you want to keep them. For me, I keep mine in the cigar boxes because I really want them protected, because I'm always on the go and on the move. And so with the thermoelectric humidor, it just is less maintenance, and I love that. And also inside the boxes, I use the Camacho Churchill boxes for one set, and then I use all of the Arturo Fuente boxes in various sizes for the other. I love the clasps on them, so that keeps just enough of the humidification to come in from the thermoelectric chambers. And then also I throw in a Boveda pack, and I throw in 62 if anybody wants to know. I've tried 69, and my cigars are so greedy because I already have them inside the thermoelectric chamber, but then they're inside of a cigar box. So with so many in a box, about like 20 to 25 in a box a piece, everybody's wanting even more of the Boveda. And I noticed that I have to keep refilling the Boveda at 69 when I have them in the boxes, even inside the thermoelectric. And I keep that at about 62. And then when the temperature's cool, as we go into cooler months, I might throw it right up to 70. But my houses are like well insulated. So then you just have to, you know, perfect it as it goes through the seasons. So at any rate, I would not suggest, oh good, that's a good light right there. You see that brown cellophane, the brown color on the cellophane? Anytime it's this smoked out, I would not put another cigar in here unless it's of the same kind, but since all of them come in cellophane, there's that. So we're gonna cut this up and get it going. And again, this is the Siglo 4 in the Robusto shape. And I'm so proud. And then when you cut it, you know, this doesn't have a piggy tail or anything like that. It's very smooth with the lines, but you can still see the cap on where to cut it. And you just need to cut a little bit off. So here we go. Perfect. Now, it did hold. And look, this is a very clean cut. And I'm bringing it that way. So see, it's very clean cut off. Turning it around, rotating. So I love that. And I love this cutter because it holds on to what the cap that you cut. So see, from different angles. Not a lot was cut off. And then it's clean on that end. See? And then there's the ball of the cap of the cigar. Now the cutter is back secure. I put the head of the cap in the ashtray. And this is how I'm enjoying. This was a gift. Has the cutter, has the ashtray, and the cigar holder. So I'll bring that a little closer. All right. And then I'm going to go get my lighter because I don't have my lighter on me. That's the only thing that I've got. We're live streaming. So I'm going to turn up the music and I'll be right back. You know what? So see, that wasn't too bad. So now we're live streaming, and thank you and welcome to the live stream, everyone. Tada Squad and all other enthusiasts, welcome to the channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and toast this up. Upon the dry taste, this has a very straight up open draw. You can feel the air coming all the way through the cigar on the dry taste. So I'm going to slow roll it and take my time. And you can just smell the nuttiness right off of the first toast here. And remember, this cigar has been sitting for a very long time, so the oils are right there at the surface. So you definitely don't want to just stick it in. And when they've been holding that long, I always like to baby it. Rotating the cigar. Make sure I try to do an even burn here. And there we have it. Nice light right there. I like that. Very cool. Okay. We're going to go back into the coffin. Okay? And I've been watching some really great horror movies. And some great behind the scenes with some of the best to ever do it, like Stephen King, and they talked about zombies. This was on AMC. And it was really, really cool. Being one who is a creative person, also in media, you can appreciate it. Now I'm going to pair up this beautiful Siglo 4 with the Coney Island Brewery Hard Root Beer. This is going to be sensational. So if you've never had it, make sure you try your ABC store or online or wherever you get your libations, and drink responsibly. And this is going to be really, really cool. I love this. So I'm going to open it up with my opener here. Let me see. Let me go this way because I am a southpaw. You see me? That's a different kind of vibe right there. They see me, huh? They see me opening up this. Okay, so I have my beautiful goblet right here. This is very antique. So I'm going to pour this in there. It's just going to be a beautiful pairing. Of course, being a deactivated bartender, you always kind of like tilt it and then pour it in. The FileMaker platform works across all mobile devices. This is not as frothy as people would think. I have a little bit left in the bottle. So I'm going to set that there. And I'm going to take a first taste and then go back in with my cigar. Now let me tell you something. This is alcoholic, not to be confused for any children. This is an adult beverage and it does taste like root beer. Creamy root beer. And the traces of the alcohol element. No hoppiness. So you definitely have to be careful downing these. I'm going to go back in with my cigar. Some more details on this. It says, the gypsy should have predicted this. The most dignified beverage of days past, reimagined for your future self. The wooden planks under your feet and hot days are a hot dog, in your hand. The only difference is that now you're tall enough to ride this ride. Okay, that was pretty cute. Cool, I messed it up. But anyway, I'll go back in and do it again. The gypsy should have predicted this. The most dignified beverage of days past, reimagined for your future self. The wooden planks under your feet and a hot dog in your hand. The only difference is that now you're tall enough to ride this ride. Okay, Coney Island, where anything is possible if you're really ready to take the ride hashtag. So this is really cool. And again, this is the Coney Island beverage hard root beer. And that's pretty cool for me because I do have family in New York, and over the years going up like every summer and stuff like that. I did get to go to Coney Island, so that's extra special for me. Also, too, when you hear in some reviews how some cigars may collapse on people or burn too hard or split apart, different construction issues, and it has been reviewed on the cigar. You're just rolling that dice and you're just going to see what happens. And also, I feel how the B&M takes care of the cigar once it gets its way, and they make sure that they have great humidifications. Because I've heard horror stories right from the B&M owners also how some of the humidifications process went kind of awry, and then some of the cigars dried out. And that's really good when your B&M person is honest. And then when you go in, you can eye, like the eye, welcome to the eye. I've been watching too much movies, but anyway, you can go in and you can take a look at the different cigars before you purchase. And a lot of the B&Ms, bless their hearts, they are so great online and offline. They love their cigar people, okay? The Cigar La Familia. So if you are dissatisfied with a particular stick and you bring it back in, then they will happily exchange that. Definitely take care of our own. This is absolutely delicious. This is the Siglo 4 in Robusto. Absolutely lovely. Taking it through the nose was a real eye-opener. And now we're going to take a dip. If you do that, not a dip, but a dip in, because I only do nasal snuff. I don't do any dipping. Here is a trio. And there is the cigar spoon and my little snuffer that I created from an old snuff bottle top. And this is a more elegant way to snuff. You can do the classic on your hand, which is your proper way to do it, and then you can take your handkerchief and then rub the residue away from your nose. But it's another form of tobacco, powdered down, blended, and the blenders are extraordinary as well. The draw is very open, as I stated before, and it has a very beautiful note in the first third here of nice cream. I feel no pepper on any finish or into the inhale. Nice woodsy notes of cream, butter notes that are in here. Very nice. And then pairing it with the root beer. That root beer, it does give a nice sensation. And then what I do is I take my snuff from whatever holder I have it in, and I just scoop some out with the snuff spoon. I'm just set that there because it'll roll around. And again, this is the snuff bottle tops, and because I have transferred so many to different snuff bottles, what I did is just take the cork as my holder, and then I snuff this way. So I dip it in. So I'm going to go with the nice lightheartedness of, I have champagne. I have, the champagne is from Tote Snuff, and the Dragoon is Abraxas from the UK. And then over here I have Toke peanut butter. So I'm going to go in with the peanut butter stuff, and it does have the nice blend and the smell of peanut butter. I don't know how they do it, Roderick and Company at Toke, but their scents and the whimsical phrases of their smells, how they name them, it goes in the nose and it gives the essence of what it says it is. So that's a little small dusting, and I just go in and put it right there within the cavity of my nose, and it picks up really good, the dusting. And then I just and it smells just like the peanut butter. And once it gets in, it does wake you up. It does have a nice wake up appeal. So that's the good thing about the snuff. It does wake you up. So I'm gonna have a little bit more. And you can just smell that peanut butter that's just going in really, really nicely. And I'm gonna have some more of the Siglo 4. And look at the ash on that. Now, to me, when I smoke these, the ash is pillowy. I have a nice ash. But also, it's not the most sturdiest. I don't have the most sturdiest of hands, so. But I loved how it's stacked up really, really nice. And right now, I don't have the need to do any retouches on this, so it's beautiful. It's a great day and a great early morning to start my smoking experiences. This would be great with coffee. Very nice. Very interesting. Right there, I got a nice floral note. Usually I catch them at the last third of the cigar. But I caught a whiff, and that's really, really nice. Nice butter, nice cream. And a beautiful straight woodsy note that is just so pure. And you can taste the essence of the cigar. And you can taste the essence of the tobacco. Very, very nice. Take it through my nose. It's very intense taking it through the nose, so there's that. And look. Very nice. So I'm going to test the ash, and I'm just going to tap it down without disturbing the groove a little bit, and see it just falls off so nicely. And left a little pointiness to it, so I'm going to turn this up and smoke. So let's smoke. This GABA is so gothic. I love it. and so dark in color. Root beer lovers, you love this. Delicious. And I'm feeling a nice little buzz. The peanut butter snuff within my nose is just lovely. This is a great pairing. You can even add some pretzels to the mix. Ooh, some nice pretzels. I'll even go real extravagant. Not just the plain pretzels, but with the mustard pretzels would be nice too. And then have a dip to add that zing to it, like a nice spicy mustard. Oh. My palate is loving this. Nice sensations. I am loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Catching a little bit of pine in there. The butter essence is still there. I've warmed it up nicely through my hands. And I'm going to go back in with the stuff. You see the three there really nicely in the light. Different colors. I'm going to try the Dragoon, which is really nice. Has a nice Szechuan Asian effect, which would be nice to snuff with a stir fry. I tried it. In the privacy of your own home, you can just dust it away with your hands. But if you're in public, definitely using the handkerchief of your choice. Always try for a dark handkerchief so no one won't try to see all of the residue. So we've left the first third and going into the second third of the cigar. And to see how loose the band is, it's very sturdy on there. It's not moving up or down, so I will open it up right now, because when you get close to the wrapper, or the band, I should say, you want to kind of loosen it up a little bit so you can be able to take it off. The Siglo doesn't leave my palate dry, so you can continue to smoke without drinking so much to give you relief of your mouth. So again, this is an alcoholic beverage, so sip accordingly. Pour the rest in. I topped it off. Has a nice little fizz to it, but it dissipates very quickly. Very nice. So opening up the band is starting to shift a little bit and move around, and that's a good thing. Because as the cigar heats up, you want to make sure that band is loose so you can take it out without disturbing the construction of the cigar. So who's ready for Friday the 13th, coming out on the 19th with Jamie Lee Curtis? She's back. It's going to be so great. A lot of people are going to go to the movies dressed in costume, and I think that's going to be so cool. And I can't wait to see it. Because, like they were saying, they're going to discard all the other Halloweens that came after the original in the 70s. And I saw that as a kid. It was so great, the Halloween, the original. And some others were good, but after a while it just started getting real campy, stupid to me. And I just kind of stopped after, I think, the one in the 80s where they were at the barn and stuff like that. After that one, in my teenage years, going into the 20s, I was just like, I'm over it. This doesn't make any sense, and all that other jazz and stuff like that, so. When she came back, Jamie Lee Curtis, for Halloween 20, that was really good. LL Cool J was in that one, and that was really, really good. And Josh Hartnett was in that one So I thought that was really, really cool. But after that, I was kind of done again. There was another one where they did the psychological approach with how he came to be what he was, dark and killer mode. That one was interesting. It's how 40 years later, it's so good that Jamie Lee Curtis is still alive to do that. So it's so extra special. And I've been loving the press junkets for the movie that she's been doing with the directors. And it's just been so cool. Second, third, moving very nicely. It's a quick enough smoke for about an hour. It's just very, very nice. And I thank you so much for being here, locked in to Vlogoween with me. I just absolutely love the vibes that I get from this cigar, the atmosphere. I love how the whole process of my adult Vlogoween has been going. So I hope that you enjoy some of the episodes that are loaded and more to come. And on the second official YouTube channel, got some more great locations that we're going to, and Ah, it's going to be great. Same notes, not much changes that I said before. I'm going to go ahead and take the band off. Of course, saving the band. As the cigar relaxes you, you can go back in with the snapping it up, lighten you back up. I'm going to try a little bit of the champagne by Toke. Nice dusting. And that champagne has a nice little grape note through there, so they nailed it. That buttery note is very nice. The cream is very nice. Root beer has a nice little bite at the end. I do love that. Leaving the second third, going into the last third here of the cigar. My lips are definitely warm. Still feels good in the hand, even with deep pulls and deep draws. Just very, very nice.
Chasing starlight to find a style away. Breathe it in. It's just now. We're just falling. And we won't always return back to nothing. 'Cause I'm just starting to learn.
Well, this concludes the smoking experience. This is the Siglo 4 in the last third. And I'm going to nub it down. And the root beer is absolutely delicious. Thank you for locking in the Tada Squad. Stars and stars to Cigar St. Cistar. Cigar and tobacco aficionado, 28 years living the cigar lifestyle somewhere between saint and sinner. Absolutely gonna finish this down. And thank you so much for locking in with me. I'm Baby Lolita. And I've enjoyed your company. I hope you've enjoyed my company. And there will be more smoking sessions to come. Be very sure. Veil down. Love and light. And more Vlogoween to come. Peace and love.